How to automatically replace smart object contents in Photoshop. That is exactly what I'm going to show you how to do here in this video, and as a matter of fact, I'm actually doing that right now as we speak. This is a Photoshop plugin that's just running an operation in the background, creating my mockup images for me, completely automated, 100% on autopilot, and as you can see, the operation just finished up. I'm going to talk through what this plugin is, how it works, how it allows you to automate the process of creating mockup images and save you a ton of time on your workflow inside of Photoshop. So this is a plugin called Batch Replace Smart Objects. This is an add-on for Photoshop that you can get from the official Adobe Exchange. What this allows you to do is just really streamline and completely automate this process of making your mockups in Photoshop. Instead of coming here, right-click, replace contents, then you got to find the image, you got to come here, you got to export, you got to give it a file name just to create one measly mockup image. And you know, if you're working with several different mockup files, maybe you have a whole set that you need to produce for an e-commerce store or for a client. If you're coming in and manually doing this one at a time, replace contents, image number 2 for mockup number 1. Wow, how lovely. Image number 3. If you're coming in and just doing this manually, it's going to take you a large amount of time, and this plugin makes it super easy to just completely do all of this in bulk. So once you've added the plugin to Photoshop, it's really simple to use. So the starting point is you want to be on this automation setup tab here, and there's really two main ways that you can run an operation. You can select an individual Photoshop document if you just have one single mockup file that you're using for the operation, or if you click this arrow here, you can toggle the folder of PSD files mode to where you can point it to an entire folder of mockups. So we can just come here, for example, canvas wall art mockups 20 by 30, and this will actually iterate through all of the PSD or PSB mockup files inside of this folder, and then it'll create mockups for each one of those inside of there. So the next step is you want to select the input folder. This is going to be all of your artwork images that you want actually inserted into the scene. And so you just come here, click this button, and then we're just going to point it to our folder of artwork images like so. And then here is where it allows you to actually specify what sort of placement or resize rule you want it to execute for the operation. So stretch to fit smart object. This is a good one if you're creating wall art mockups like this, whether it's posters or canvas art, and you want the image to take the full scene. Alternatively, you can just use place original image if you just want, you know, no alterations made to your image of any kind, and you basically just want to drop it inside of the smart object as is. Option number 3, you can use contain inside smart object. So this one's good if you have like t-shirt graphics or apparel mockups where maybe you don't want any distortion to the image and you want it to just follow a simple rule. Like, I want you to center all of the images and, you know, push them to the top of the smart object. Or maybe you want everything just as centered as possible and you don't want any distortion to the images. This will basically just hit the nearest boundary inside the smart object without actually causing any distortion to your images. T-shirt graphics, text content, logos, stuff like that. It's really useful for that type of setup. And then alternatively, you can also use the fill smart object and crop feature, where this basically will just resize the images to where the full smart object area gets filled with the image, and then any excess image content just gets sort of like chopped off. And so this is where if you don't want distortion, but you want your image to get sort of blown up to the size of the smart object, you can use this option and select from the vertical and horizontal placement rules using this drop down here. And then the last step is going to be to select the output folder to use. This is just where you want your final exported mockup images saved to. So you can just click this button, open up the folder picker. I have this folder here, final mockup images, set it up like so. And then you can also customize a few things here. Number 1 is the file type that you actually save the images as. So there's a lot of options that are here in terms of whether you want transparency preserved. You know, you can use something like PNG, PSD, something that preserves that alpha channel. If you want transparency, if there's transparent elements in the final images or whatever it is, then you can select a file type that supports that. If you want to do something where you can toggle the compression or the image quality, like JPEG or WEBP, these are pretty common for, internet file delivery. You can select one of these file types, and then you can just customize the image quality and compression levels to your liking based upon your requirements. Or if you have really complex layered mockups where you want to, preserve that layering in the scene, maybe you're going to do some additional editing, you can use something like PSD, PSB, or TIFF that preserves that layering in the final exported mockup images. But yeah, really just load it up with the mockup files that you want to run the operation for, point it to the folder of artwork that you wanted to use for the operation, specify the output folder you want the final images exported to, and then you just come here, click run this now, and it'll automate this entire process for you. One other thing you can do, you can also customize the naming convention that it follows. So you can have the artwork file name first, followed by the PSD file name of the actual mockup file that you're using, or you can click this arrow and invert that, and you can do the PSD file name at the front, so it'll have this here, and then it'll append the artwork images after that. So looking at the ones that I created earlier, you can see I had it set up to use the artwork file name first, and then we had the mockup name that comes after that. So this is really useful for grouping your images to pass on into the next step in the workflow. Maybe you're uploading to an e-commerce store, passing off to clients or whatever it is. You can just use the naming rule that just sort of has the images set up the way you want it, and then you're just working in one single folder, drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop, and it really just keeps everything nice and tidy and organized. And this is also good for SEO, because if, you know, these are kind of some shit file names here, obviously, but if you have a good intelligent file naming setup in terms of, you know, the artwork scene itself, plus what the mockup describes, then this can give your images a good little SEO boost and help them show up in the search engines and perhaps drive a little more traffic for your e-commerce store, your clients, or whatever it happens to be. So we're just going to run a quick operation using the stretch to fit smart object setting. So I'm going to click run this now, and as you can see, what it's actually doing here is there's a little intermediate step because it needs to resize the images to fit the smart object. So some of the settings, they do take slightly longer to run just because it needs to open, process, resize, and then place that final, updated image inside of the scene. This doesn't alter the original images, it just makes a temporary copy for the sake of the operation, and then just gets rid of it on your computer. And something else that you're going to notice is, so we're using the folder of PSD files mode here right now, where it'll basically complete with one mockup scene, and then what you'll notice is after it finishes the operation, it'll actually close that file, and then it'll open up the next one. So this is useful if you have 20, 30, 40 different mockup files or PSD files that you're using for the operation. If you just open all of those up and load them up inside of Photoshop, it's going to drain a lot of your RAM, it's going to run slowly, it's going to take a lot of time, and this plugin just sort of knows, hey, we're using a lot of PSD files, and it will just complete with one of the PSD mockups, and then once the operation is completed, it'll just close out of it, and it just keeps everything running fast, everything optimized. It's not going to, nuke your computer or drain a lot of resources, so it really allows the operation to run very quickly. And there's actually one of our users, you can check one of the reviews on our Adobe listing page. He talks about how he tested it with 10,000 plus images. I don't know what kind of crazy shit this guy was doing with his workflow, but he was running these monster massive operations, and he reported that everything was fast, everything, it didn't oh crap, after 1,000 images, it just completely cooked my hard drive, or, my computer crashed. The way it works, it keeps Photoshop in a pretty low resource utilizing state, or whatever you want to call it. So whether you have just a small number of mockups or a gigantic shitload that you need to create, it really allows Photoshop to just keep humming along and running quickly and effectively. Something else that's useful about this plugin is once you've set up an operation and you have all of your settings and configurations exactly how you want it, it's not like you need to come in here and just keep setting this up anew each time. You can actually just come down here and just save this operation, and you can just say canvas art mockups 1, for example, and you can just save it, and this will actually show up in this little batches tab here, which is where these individual saved operations show up. You can even set up multiple step operations, so maybe you're creating canvas wall art mockups as step 1. You could come here, we're going to say, so first we need to just create what's called a new workflow, and we can just say e-commerce mockups. Maybe you're doing this for a store. Step 1, you can say canvas art mockups. And then you might come up here and you might say, all right, everything is the same in terms of the artwork images and the folder, but I'm going to do, instead of the canvas art mockups, I'm going to do poster art mockups, for example. Or maybe you're doing those metal print artwork things or whatever cool shit people are buying these days. and then you can come here, poster art mockups, and maybe that's your step 2 for this operation. And you can really just set this up and, you know, have it just run step 3, step 4, however many steps you need. So you can quite literally set up this multiple step operation to where you can just click run this now right here from this section, or you can come over to the workflows tab and you can just find your saved operation. And then what it'll do is it'll just do your step 1 with the canvas art mockups, you know, all the settings here. If you want to take a gander at your setup and whatnot, it'll just complete this. Then it'll move on to step 2. It'll fully complete this. Then it'll move on to step 3 for however many steps you have in the workflow, all with one single button click. So quite literally, this plugin allows you to just configure an optimal operation, figure out, you know, what's the folder where my mockups are at, what's the folder where I have my artwork images, where do I want all of this stuff exported to. And quite literally, you can just come here and click one single button to automate this entire part of your workflow. And imagine, by comparison, coming here, all right, I got to open up the smart object, I got to find my next artwork image. Whoops, what the fuck did I just do there? Come here, let's double click the smart object, I got to open up the next image that I got to use for this, I got to take this, I got to come here, I got to save it, I got to flatten it, I need to update it, I need to do this, I need to come here, I need to export it, all of that just to create one single mockup image. Or you come here, replace contents, maybe it's a little faster if all your images are the same size. It's still a lot of really monotonous, tedious clicking, you know, opening files, copying, pasting, typing. It's just really repetitive work that just doesn't need to be done manually. When you use a plugin like this, you can just set up everything how you want it, click a button, and it just does all this boring work for you. Individual operations, same idea. You can just come to this batches tab. If you want, you can just search for the one that you created. I think we just called it canvas art mockups. You can also just collapse all if you want this nice little compacted view. You can see all of your workflows, expand the one you want to look at, and then this one here, this is one we set up earlier. Same deal. You can just come here and you can say, what am I doing today? Ah, yes, of course, I'm creating my canvas art mockups. And then you just open this up. You can just see, cool, here's the artwork images folder. You know, a fresh drop of images is dumped in there. Let's go ahead and create the new mockups for the e-commerce store. Run batch, and it just does it all for you. If there's a feature that you have questions about, there's this little tooltip icon next to each one, and you can just sort of click the icon, and it shows you information and stuff like that. We also have a support email address. If you have questions, you can contact us, and we're pretty quick to respond to any queries. And, you know, this plugin, we've really added a lot of features over the last couple years or so based upon user feedback, user requests. So if you see something where you're like, oh, I wish the plugin did this or did that or whatever it happens to be, we're pretty responsive to that sort of customer feedback. And a lot of the features that you see here actually were added as a direct result of people just saying, hey, this would be cool, this would be dope, like this collapse all idea, this is something that a user requested. And we were like, you know what a fantastic idea, because this takes up a lot of space. If you have a 10-step workflow, you can just collapse all, search, whatever. Many of these export file types, people are saying, hey, what the fuck, man? Why don't you support, you know, transparency? Why don't you support this? Why don't you support that? So a lot of these features were added as a direct result of user feedback. So you can always check the Adobe listing page for the most current information about what features our plugin has. You know, at the time of this video, this might be the way it works now, but, you know, it could be the case that this is an older video by the time you watch it. Maybe there's a lot more cool, useful features. So always check the Adobe listing page for the most current information about what features the plugin has. One more question you might have is about the input folder to use in terms of what artwork file types it accepts. It's pretty robust in terms of the accepted file types that you can dump into it for the operation. PNG, TIFF, PSD, PSB, a lot of these do support transparency. So if you have an image if you have something like this and you're wondering if the plugin is going to carry over that transparency, the answer is yes. I'll just show you real quick. So this applies for really any of the file types that have transparency, just to show you and put your mind at ease in case you're curious. So we'll just run this operation. So there was transparency in there, and as you can see, the transparency carried over throughout the operation. So if that's a part of your workflow that's required, you can rest assured that the plugin will indeed carry over the transparency or the alpha channel in your input folder images. If there's transparency in the final mockup itself, in terms of like, will my final exported mockup images retain this transparency, or is it just going to save them all with a white or a black background? Again, as long as you're using a file type that does support that alpha channel, then our plugin, when it runs these smart object replacement operations, will indeed carry that over in the course of replacing the smart objects and exporting the mockup images for you. Anyway, there's a link in the description or the comments of this video to the Photoshop plugin if you want to check it out and add it to Photoshop. It's a tremendous time saver compared against the boring manual process of creating your mockup images one at a time. Instead, you just add this to Photoshop, set this up, click a button, and it does all this boring work for you. And once again, this is available through the official Adobe Exchange. This is not some sketchy Russian website that's going to give your computer a virus. This is the official Adobe platform for installing plugins to Photoshop. All of the plugins get reviewed by the Adobe Exchange support team. All of them are vetted and verified. And if you look there, you'll see that we have a lot of happy users, over 50 plus 5-star reviews at the time of writing. All sorts of outlandishly positive descriptions of how helpful it is, how much time it saves people. So check out the links, check out the plugin, add it to Photoshop, and let us know what you think.